Okay, so this is a video guide for how to flawless raider Crota's End on a Sunsinger Warlock. If you don't have a Sunsinger Warlock, I can talk through some other options, but Sunsinger Warlock is definitely the go-to choice. For that matter, Mida multi-tool is great, Sunbreakers are great, and a sniper rifle is necessary. You need to use a sniper rifle, but Mida and Sunbreakers are just good options. If you can use them, do it. If you can't use them, you can still do this, it's just a little bit harder. So, I've got my class set up with Solar Grenade, Focus Burst, Radiant Skin, Flame Shield, Arcane Wisdom, Radiant Will, Chaos Order, and Angel of Light. These three perks are absolutely must-haves. I mean, you can do it without them, but again, there's no reason to do that because you want to make a jump, you need as much agility as possible. Radiant Will, do whatever you want, be a rebel, I use Radiant Will. Flame Shield is best, Radiant Skin is going to be a lot better than Fireborn since this is flawless, and Focus Burst is the best jump in my opinion. Solar Grenade works with Sunbreakers. There we go. That's your class setup. If you need to generate a super, what you can do is walk forwards, shoot a thrall, and then come back here and repeat that until you got your super. Obviously, you could stay up at the edge and shoot a bunch of thralls at once and then come back here with 10 Weight of Darkness. It works just as well. Once you do have your Weight of Darkness off, you proceed through the Abyss. Second lamp is where we're going to do a jump. There are cursed thralls everywhere. This is kind of ridiculous. I want to have a little bit of Weight of Darkness getting on this rock because it helps my timing to actually know when I'm going to jump. 0, 0 again. Okay, so that's why we charged our super. It makes the jump a lot easier if you can just use your super to get over a ledge that might not be possible without it. It's not necessary, but it helps. If you don't make the jump, or you don't think you can make the jump, and you lack that confidence, what you can do is run through the abyss and throw down a grenade, stand on top of it. Thralls don't know how to get to you if you're on a grenade, so you can use that opportunity to kill some of them with a machine gun, or your Firefly scout rifle, and it's a pretty good way of getting through the abyss as well, without actually doing any cheeses. If you don't have Sunbreakers, that method's going to be pretty difficult, so I would really recommend just trying to get the jump if you don't have Sunbreakers. It's not that hard of a jump. It'll take a little bit of practice, I'm sure, but it's the very beginning of the raid, so if you get it, you can continue. If you don't get it, you can just restart, and you'll only lose maybe a minute. Making the jump has the side benefit of making very, very, very few enemies follow you, because the spawn patterns get confused by your behavior. So we're getting to the part where, oh my god, my screen is so dark, I literally just can't see anything. Freaking TV. I need to turn the brightness up on this thing. Anyway, I'm gonna have to stop by this lamp since I was blind and let my Weight of Darkness get too high. You don't want to have very high Weight of Darkness right here because you're gonna be jumping on this little pedestal, which you kind of would like to be able to sprint in order to do. Weight of Darkness 10 makes it hard to get on this thing. And now we have our sniper rifle. This is where sniper rifles are important. I'm not killing this thrall right here on purpose. You don't want to kill him. There's just no reason to. As in, it is actively detrimental if you kill enemies here. If I was to kill, say, that thrall, and all the thralls that spawn around me, it would spawn in a lot more enemies that are actually dangerous, a la ogres. There's an ogre back there. He was struggling to get around that lamp, so he teleported forwards, which means that I have to be pretty active in killing him. Most of the time, the ogre will walk around to the right of that lamp and not be dangerous, but as demonstrated on this run, sometimes he gets caught on the lamp and he's a doofus, and the game's like, ugh, let's put on his training wheels, and then he teleports over here. So you have to kill him pretty much immediately because the game intentionally teleports him to an aggro zone, as in, he is actively able to shoot you if he teleports there. So yeah, you're gonna need to kill him. And if I had been killing more thralls, which I'll try to demonstrate, yeah, they all ran to hide, but if I'd killed a bunch of thralls, then there would also be an ogre coming around this way, and he's kind of a big deal, so you want to kill him as well. If you, for some reason, decided to kill thralls, despite my warnings, yeah, don't do that. Then when you come across this bridge, try to stay away from the cracks, because you can fall through those. It is totally possible to do. Not that you really need to worry about dying there every time, but it is totally possible for it to happen, and I assure you, you will be annoyed if it does. Oh no, I didn't make the jump on that thing. I can't play the floor is lava. Oh well. So for this next part, we're going to go ahead and keep using our solar grenade if we have Sunbreakers on for a similar effect as before. If you don't have Sunbreakers, this would be a good time to go ahead and just change over to fusion grenades. So, Very first thing we want to do after touching the plate is kill the sword bear. I was really supposed to prevent him from walking through the doorway, but I guess he decided he's not all about that life, and he's causing me problems. I really wish I had a sniper rifle that would actually have enough impact to stagger him, but I don't. So we're going to demonstrate the snazzy way to jump over the bridge really quick, which is to get on top of this thing, and then you head for the middle of the bridge first, and then after heading for the middle of the bridge, once you're over the middle, you start heading for this side. And then you feel like a G. You come over here and kill this guy right here. But let's say that you're not comfortable with doing it that way, because you don't trust the middle of the bridge, which is pretty reasonable. The middle of the bridge is kind of dangerous. It can get you killed. Another way of jumping across the bridge that is, in my opinion, a lot safer is to... dot, 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 dot. Man, this sniper rifle is really good for things and stuff. Okay. Another way of jumping across the bridge. By the way, wear Crota's End leggings if you have them for the agility boost. You can jump across to here. You don't make the actual jump, but what you do is you go right after you're most of the way across, and then you hop on this little nook, cranny, whatever you want to call it, right here, and then on top of this rock, which is a little bit dangerous as a warlock, especially in third person. I don't really like that jump, but oh well. Meh. I can't do it when I'm not in first person very easily. It feels dangerous to me. I like being able to look straight down at the spot I'm landing on. And one of the downsides to doing it this way is there will be an extra gatekeeper that you don't have time to kill if you don't manage to jump up, like I didn't. I'm pretty sure. Could be wrong about that. Anyway, either way, once you're over, you get to this spot right here. That second jump method, in my opinion, is a lot safer. If you don't manage to make it to here using any other method, you can just fall back on that plan. So just try and get on the rock in the way that I just did if you don't make it. At any rate, once I'm over here, I stand in this little crack. Hello, crack. And I don't go too far from it. If I push forwards this way, about halfway across this thing, thralls decide that I'm going to look delicious and they start attacking me, so we don't do that. Generally, you want to stay towards the back end of this, in the corner where I'm standing currently. And I use this little corner that I return to back to the crack if I want to be safe. That's our little safety spot. And then we go out and pick up ammo, despite all sorts of advisement not to do that. Synths are a lot safer, obviously, but the general idea is just don't push out unless you don't, or unless you have to. There are going to be some enemies on my left side that are the most important to kill. This is why we have solar grenades on, by the way, so I can push up like this and kill annoying things that are going to bother me, like acolytes. That's what solar grenades are useful for. Oh good, the wizard's out. The wizard is one of the primary big bad guys at this part. There's going to be an ogre shortly coming around this corner, but the wizard is the actual threat because the ogre doesn't know how to get to a good angle. The wizards kind of do sometimes. So if you can kill the wizards, kill the wizards. One wizard down. Looks like this wizard's back. I'm going to try and throw a solar grenade at it apparently because I don't have my other grenades on. I'm not aiming very well, but aim isn't important. Good, the wizard died to my solar grenade. Now this boomer knight is another threat. He's figured out where I am. This is a really unfortunate run. Normally you don't actually get attacked by all of these things, but in this run in particular it looks like I'm having a spot of trouble and everything's going to try to murder me. So the way you deal with it is by killing them. Hooray! Once you've killed the 2 wizards and the knight, you should be pretty much safe. There's still thralls. If you push forward too far, they will attack you. I'm only killing them to make the knight or the ogres come out, though. Also, obviously, if you're using this very small area to fight from, you need to be careful because it is dangerous. You can walk off the ledge, and you will have no way of saving yourself as a warlock. Ogre should be here really already, to be honest. Okay, good. So the ogre's gonna come around the corner in like 4 or 5 seconds. And hello. And then we start shooting him, because we don't really like ogres very much. we think they're not very smart or friendly. In some cases, you won't have killed the wizards or the boomer knights before you get to fight the ogres. I would recommend trying to kill them first, unless they don't come after you. If they don't come after you, don't worry about them. That was weird. I've never seen one of those just decide to kill itself. Yeah, we're going to pick up this ammo. We're going to float over some acolytes, thralls. And as you saw, the way that I fought that ogre over there was to just get on this corner and shoot at it. I was able to fire at it pretty much continuously until it was dead. If you're using a sniper, you should be able to do the same by staggering it. But if you can't kill it by continuously staggering it, just walk right over here, back to our little safety crack. And nothing should hit you, except possibly from over there. And if something's hitting you from over there, you need to back up a little bit in this direction so that you can fire at it and get it killed so it doesn't attack you. For the second ogre, you do pretty much the same strategy of scaring things out of your way by edging around this left side of. You don't want to push up all the way to the light, but the light is about the line that you would draw to where you don't want to walk any farther than that. As long as you're just staying within the ogre's view, he usually strafes left and he'll start firing at you. And the little strafe to the left means that you are easily able to just fire at him with nothing else causing you issues. I walked too far, that's why these guys came along. Don't walk too far. Walking too far is how you die. You can be super slow about it too. There's really nothing stopping you from edging around this corner at a snail's pace, so feel free to do that. That fight's pretty easy and you should be able to avoid most of the enemies by standing in the spot that I'm in, and I know that some people are going to want to try to move around a little bit, which is totally okay too. If you're going to do that, you should probably focus on killing all of the acolytes first, because they're the things that are going to be able to fire at you from on top of these sorts of things, which then become safe spots. If you kill all of the acolytes and wizards and whatnot, you can stand on top of here to snipe the first ogre and the second ogre, but if they both come out at the same time, they become dangerous. If you do want to move around a little bit, remember that you can't go past this right here. If you walk past this, and I'm standing up here, that Annihilator totem will start activating, which will kill me if I stay up there too long. So if you need to run up there because you're running around, be careful, don't stay up past that border too long. Same with being right here. This will activate the Annihilator totems. Yeah, don't stand up there. It's not a good place to be. That's why I recommend that corner, by the way. It's really simple. Nothing is going to come out of nowhere and kill you. So for this part, what we're going to do is fire at the Shrieker, because much like ogres, Shriekers are ugly and mean. And then what we do is we walk outside. And then we wait for the Death Blast to show up. Hello, Death Blast. Goodbye, Death Blast. And then we feel really safe, and we walk inside. Basically, don't hide from the Death Blast from closer than you need to. As long as you're going flawless, this door will be open, and you can walk out it for safety. So just do it. After you've killed that Shrieker, you jump forwards on top of this thing right here. You activate your super because you're a really cool guy. You should be able to kill it with something probably better than Mida Multi-Tool and Eye of Soul. These guns have pretty pitiful impact as far as PvE weapons go. A hand cannon will be better. A high impact sniper will be better, especially one with a big magazine like Icebreaker. A rocket launcher would be better. Jolder's hammer would have been better. It's pretty easy to kill, is really the point. As long as you activate your super shortly after getting on top of it, you should be good. If you have a little bit of clumsiness getting up there, don't let a cursed thrall come up to you and kill you. What you should do instead of letting a cursed thrall come kill you is just back up to the beginning. There's nothing at all stopping you from walking back here and waiting until you're prepared to get on the thing again. Speaking of which, if you waste your super and you feel committed, maybe try not feeling committed, because there's an endless stream of super rechargers right here. If you get up there and you're not feeling safe about it and you think the Shrieker's going to kill you, just back up, charge your super. Super easy. Really, this is not a part you should die on, to be honest. This is, if you're going to die, do it somewhere else, because I will be disappointed in you if you die here. So here's where we activate our Warlock cheats. Warlock cheats means you just throw a grenade under the Warlock's butt, or the wizard, whatever, and it's like, oh, I'm burning! And then it runs outside, because it doesn't like being burned on the butt. If you were going to go Warlock cheat hardcore mode, what you would do is wait for another grenade and do the same thing on the other side. Slower grenades work for this. Dragon's Breath, if you have it fully leveled, will also work for this. That's a rocket launcher exotic. You can do the same thing with that if you're on another class. Yeah. Good options. But we're going to assume that you don't just have all of the ability in the world to do that, and maybe you're on a different class. What you can do is walk outside. This is where the encounter starts. Deathsinger prepares her song. Then we jump up this wall on the left side. Don't try to jump up on the right. Left side's important to do first. You walk in here. Excuse me. And you walk back outside. The Hollow Wizard follows you. You start shooting her. She's not happy about that. But she doesn't know how to run because you're using a high-impact machine gun. Not very good for her. And that's pretty much how you kill the wizard. You want to do a high-impact sniper rifle or a rocket launcher if you're not going to use what I just did. Like, machine gun or rocket launcher are probably the best options. Then you don't bump into those things because you're not completely dumb. And you want to find a good angle to shoot this. I like on top of this thing, but there are a lot of other angles that work just as well. In fact, there are a lot of angles that work better. Killing that thing is probably the hardest part. Usually you want to pull out a wizard on the left side if you're going to pull out a wizard with solar grenade, because pulling out the wizard on the left side is so much easier because you avoid all of the freaking fuss inside if you manage to actually pull the wizard to the outside, because you haven't crossed that threshold yet, so the enemies don't know to spawn inside. So yeah, if you're going to pull out one wizard and not the other for some reason, you should really pull out both. Just saying. Pull the one out on the opposite side. I did the harder one. See, this side doesn't have any enemies in it because I pulled the wizard out first. So then I walk inside and the Shrieker's like, oh dang, my wizard's gone. I'm going to reveal my weakness because for some reason that's a good idea. Also, I'm not going to fire at you. ... So you hop on top of this neat little open sarcophagus that I'm on, and then you fire at it a bunch. Okay. You did it! You killed the Shriekers. Okay, make sure you have a lot of sniper ammo for this part. You need a lot of sniper ammo. We're talking like 23 bullets, roughly. You want to have like 23 bullets. Just kidding. It takes 10 with Eye of Soul. It'll take 6 with a really high impact sniper like Aphrodite's or Black Hammer. And it will take 7, I believe, with Icebreaker. But after that, you kill these acolytes here. Acolytes are down. Now I start killing this guy because he's next priority. This guy is also kind of important. Okay, Liturgy started. Didn't have time to kill them, that's okay. I hop on top of the open sarcophagus again, shoot the freaking Hollowed Knight, because he's a pain in the butt. You shoot him one time because that makes him pull out his shield. And then he backs behind the wall because he's stupid. So you keep fighting the Deathsinger. The Hollowed Knight will eventually come back out because he's not that stupid, but he's pretty stupid, so he shouldn't be out for another... Okay, good. Yeah, see, Deathsinger down. Now we feel great about ourselves because the Deathsinger's dead. And there's a bunch of enemies, yes, but there is no time pressure anymore. Yes! This is the hard part. In all likelihood, if someone's going to fail, it'll probably be on this part. Or Crota, but at any rate, there's no time pressure. You can do this however you want. So, because you can do this however you want, I'm pulling out Black Hammer, because I'm not going to waste my time killing these enemies with bad guns for the purpose of demonstration, because I know we can do that. If you have no time pressure, you can do anything. Are there really no acolytes over there? Please, acolytes. Acolytes, please. I'm glad I've got plenty of Black Hammer bullets because, yes. Ouch. Oh, I cannot believe I missed that. That was really bad. Oopsie. Well, moving right along. Kinda want this sniper ammo more than I want those rockets right now. Go away. By the way, if you don't have Black Hammer, you should obviously just get Black Hammer. Stop fooling around. Everybody knows you can just get it if you want it. After you've killed all of the acolytes on one side, 6 acolytes will spawn in this door. I've killed 3, there's 4, there's 5, 1 more, 6. Alright, so yeah, once you've killed all the acolytes in the middle, that should make them spawn. There's also going to be one knight that for some reason teleports to top middle. This is an important guy to kill before you continue. I don't know why he does this, I could not tell you, but it's pretty stupid, shouldn't happen. Hashtag raid design. So I haven't actually killed 2 of the key enemies yet. I cleared out this outside area pretty arbitrarily. There's not really an important order that any of this needs to be done in, but the outside area will not get you the checkpoint until there are enemies inside killed. The enemies that I'm working on right now also are not the important ones. The important ones are who I'm headed to currently. Right here, these guys. You'll never get the checkpoint for the next part if you don't actually push in and kill them, which is why I cleaned out one side first. I shouldn't have fired that shot, that was not smart. I cleaned out the, what am I looking for here? The left side all the way before I started on the right side, as in this left side that I'm in currently, before the right side and over there, because you need to push through one way or the other to get to these guys. Either side will work, but you need to kill the 2 knights and Irya through. The glass breaks, now you're actually on your way to the final part. See how I got the checkpoint immediately? It's because I've killed all the key enemies outside already. Since we're doing a flawless raider, we do need to actually go ahead and kill all of the enemies again. A lot of enemies spawn in. I really don't know why they designed the raid this way, and it seems like a very silly decision to me, but a lot of enemies spawn after you've already got the checkpoint, so you're going to spend a little while just killing ads. It's very fun. Okay, I can live with that. Shooting rocks. I don't really want those guys shooting at me when I'm aiming a sniper rifle. I generally do prioritize weak enemies over strong ones if the strong ones can't actively hit me, because the weak ones will be making my aim harder on the other ones, so yes. I would suggest killing those acolytes before you start trying to snipe the other guys, regardless of what weapon you plan on using. By the way, I switched to the black hammer because this is a very long process. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been headshotting enemies left and right, and for whatever reason, there's still plenty to kill. Oh my. My aim is so good. Oh my. Oh dear. So you can imagine this would take a really long time with a auto rifle. Yeah. Auto rifles are not very good. I guess Bungie didn't feel that like 26 knights really pushed the point enough. I think in order to make their point very clear, they thought that maybe 28 knights was probably better. Question mark. I do question the design decisions made here though. Some of them at least. Okay, so I think I've cleared out the entire room. Hopefully. Nope. Still some acolytes on the opposite side. Probably looking at 6 here since I haven't been onto this side in a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. And then more spawning behind me, probably 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. We're going to check one more time to make sure there's nothing in here, because we don't want any extra ads while we're fighting Crota. There's just no reason to do that to ourselves. Alright, so a couple notes. I demonstrated that there is a method of killing the wizards without pulling them out, which involves going to the towers. That is a slower method, obviously, and it is much harder on the left side that I'm standing on currently of the arena. The right side will be easier to do, but the left side is where you might die if you're going to try, because so many enemies come inside. There's also, if you do have Gjallarhorn, what you can do without pulling the wizard out is just walk in. The wizard will come out through the glass. You fire at it twice. 2 Gjallarhorns will kill it. Then you kill the Shrieker and 1 more Gjallarhorn and run to the other side. So Gjallarhorn makes this like ridiculous tier easy mode because you don't have to deal with any of the enemies. And Final note, regardless of what strategy you're using to kill the wizards and shriekers, the only way you're going to be able to kill Iria from that really convenient safe spot on the open sarcophagus is if you don't aggro her through the glass. So basically, you want to stay in this area of the arena, somewhere around here, because if you run over here, you'll notice that she starts trying to fire at you. And if she starts trying to fire at you, she'll also sometimes try to dodge your shots, even though you can't shoot her through the glass. So she will hide on the opposite side of the crystal, or move around even a little bit, and suddenly your sniping angle is ruined, and you're going to have a harder time killing her. For the same reason, I waited until the Deathsinger's liturgy had started before I walked into here, because if you walk into here and start shooting at her before the liturgy starts, she'll keep flying around. So wait till it starts the 30-second timer, then jump on top of this. You should have plenty of time to snipe her at this angle. It shouldn't be that hard. As long as you've got a high-impact sniper, and even if you have a low-impact sniper, it's still totally possible. It's just requires a little bit more good aim. But because she's not moving, it should not be that difficult. Alright, so we're on the Crota part. So, first thing you're going to want to do, switch to Fusion Grenades, then Viking Funeral, Touch of Flame. Fusion Grenade, Viking Funeral, Touch of Flame. And in fact, what I'm also going to do is turn up my armor and recovery in favor of agility, because that's going to give me my best chance at actually staying alive here. I mean, obviously that doesn't matter a huge extent, but it is a good thing to do in my opinion. And then finally, we're going to change to the Starfire Protocol. You don't have to use Starfire Protocol, but it'll just make things easier. I'm going to demonstrate how to take him down with Gjallarhorn first, so no, I don't know the best way to do this. Whatever. I'll use Gjallarhorn if I can. Just, it's the easiest thing to demonstrate in the world, so we'll go ahead and just be prepared for that. Machine gun is a good option. Sniper rifle is really not great. Shotgun can work well here. Sniper rifle is pretty good as long as you actually have a high impact one. At any rate, there's a bunch of different ways to take him down. I'm going to demonstrate the way that does not require a super first. Then after that I'm going to demonstrate the way that requires a super that everyone should be able to do. As in every Sunsinger Warlock at the very least, regardless of what exotics they have available to them. And then after that, I will show you the Gjallarhorn method, which is ridiculously easy compared to the other methods, in my opinion. Okay, this is so obnoxious. Not having a high-impact sniper just kills me a little bit inside every time. If you have a sniper rifle to use that's high-impact snipers are so good for this compared to low-impact snipers. Don't use a low-impact sniper unless you absolutely have to. Okay, I've cleared out one of these sides. Now I'm going to go ahead and start working on the other. You have plenty of time to do this because Crota's Enrage timer will give you 10 minutes to fight him, more or less, regardless of how long you fight in this room, I'm pretty sure. I couldn't tell you exact specifics on this, but you can take your time in here without worrying too much. It's also worth noting that if you killed both of the knights from one side, generally the other knights will just back up for some reason. Well, not generally. This only happens sometimes, but for certain, if you've killed one of the knights, the other knights will back up. The other knight will back up, rather, just one. Okay, see? He's going to run away now because he's not very confident without his buddy. He might gain some confidence back if he realizes I'm right next to him, but you get the idea. Okay, so very first thing when you walk out this room is to grab the chalice. That is the saving grace of playing this on normal mode, aside from the Shrieker hallway and not respawning. Yes, grab the chalice is very important. Then run back here and tag the gatekeeper as much as you can. Or swordbearer, whatever. Don't waste grenades on this part. You cannot afford to waste grenades if you're using the Starfire Protocol method. I can't afford to waste some machine gun ammo though, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to reload the machine gun so it's full, and pick up the sword. This rock right here is where we're going to do most of our stuff, so get on the rock. Start firing at Crota's noggin, because apparently he can't be bothered to walk forward at all. There we go. He's about half health, throw the grenade, pick up the sword, jump and throw another grenade. Hit him 4 times if I can. Alright, cool. You need to hit him less times if you start taking damage. You can't just stay up there and fight him if you're getting wrecked. It's not a good idea. The Boomer Knight aggro is relatively random. You don't have a whole lot of control over it, so if they're doing a lot of damage to you, just back up. It is not a good idea to try to fight Crota while they're gonna kill you. That's how Flawless Raider can get ended. You have a chance to get 4 swords, so there's no reason to rush here. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this tower, because I don't really like being in it when enemies spawn inside it a lot of the time. I am going to go ahead and nade this Cursed Thrall, because I don't want him messing me up later. And I'm standing on the right side specifically because Crota is on the right above me right now. He shouldn't cause me any problems from above, but there's no reason to tempt fate. Also, don't double jump when he's right up there. That's just like, it's a very questionable decision. Swordbearer did come out, I believe. Good. So we're going to tag him. The more damage you do to him, the more likely he is to actually aggro to you. And I killed that Cursed Thrall. Let's waste another grenade on this, because I really don't want him to be a problem for me. And I killed the Swordbearer earlier than I would like to, but Crota should be going to the middle any moment now. Good. So with Crota in the middle, we're going to demonstrate the technique that any freaking Warlock should be able to do. Heart of the Praxic Fire makes it easier, so I'm going to put it on, but you should be able to do it if you're a Warlock. That's pretty much the idea here. What you do is grab sword, run to this rock, drop the sword, activate your super, throw a grenade on him, throw another grenade on him, throw another grenade on him, wait for the grenade to charge, pick up the sword, throw a 4th grenade. Hit him. I'm going to hit him 3 times because I don't trust the boomers right now. Alright, that's the idea. Now we're going to wait in this boomer tower for the ogres to spawn. If you have Gjallarhorn, you can easily do this without having to take the ogres on by just double downing him. Double downing is a little bit dangerous, but totally workable. Let's go ahead and put on... I would put on Black Hammer, but I guess I can't trust everybody to have that. ... Anyway, Black Hammer is better for the ogres right here. Here's the ogre. Hello. So the thralls are not going to attack me from behind. They will not be an issue. The ogre is not too much of an issue. If you start getting shot, or if he starts chasing you, run the other direction. There are obviously other ways to do that. You can let him go outside and kill him for safety. If you've got a good Crota run that you're liking how it's running, don't fight the ogre from so close. I think it's perfectly safe to, because my machine gun is good enough to handle it. A rocket launcher is really safe to use because you can get farther away and fight him. And then you can fight them like this if this is what it comes down to. Like if you let the one ogre walk out while just avoiding it inside the room, you can fight both of them like this. It might take a little while, but it's perfectly workable. It is probably the preferred method of people who don't trust their sniper or machine gun to carry them through the fight. Now I'm finally going to show the Gjallarhorn method, which unfortunately puts the other methods to shame. Like, between using Gjallarhorn and using anything else, just use Gjallarhorn always. It's just the one-stop answer to everything in Destiny, ... I really think they should take off its solar burn, at least, personally. We're gonna kill this Cursed Thrall if I can. Okay, I didn't get the chance. Put on a flame shield. This guy is mad at me. I've got Gjallarhorn to waste, so I'm going to. Normally I'd be killing him with a sniper rifle, or even grenades or something like that, but like I said, Gjallarhorn to waste, so I'm going to waste it. I could do the super method again. I could have waited to use the Starfire Protocol method again. Those are both readily available options, but Gjallarhorn is king, so we're going to show what Gjallarhorn's all about. You fire 1, fire 2, pick up the sword immediately, jump up, and hit him hopefully 3 times. Okay, I'm not going to go for 3. I don't trust it. That's what I mean by the double down method, by the way. That's how you can do it very, very well with Gjallarhorn. What I would have wanted to do differently if I actually was trying to get a maximum amount of damage on him right there is I would have started without the sword being way down there. I'd probably start low boomer tower so that I could pick up the sword while being close to the rock and do pretty much the same thing I did right there, except a little more carefully. It's also worth noting that I did almost die right there. So you might be thinking that my strategy there is not very safe, and you're completely right. I did something a little bit ridiculous that I should not have done, which is stand in this corner without crouching. If you need to get your shield up, or if he's firing at you, what you can do is crouch, wait for him to finish firing, and then come back out and start shooting at him again. But you do not want to stand in the middle of the rock at full height if he's right next to you like this. You can get all the way to the corner and crouch to avoid most of his shots. He shouldn't kill you if you do that. Unfortunately, there is some RNG in the fight, and it will happen.